and he seems to really be triggered or something. He's just sending it. I mean, he already wasted one army on this. Now he's wasting the second army on this, and the third army is about to waste on this. I think I'm gonna have to make a coalition with these two people because I feel relatively weak. I'm a little bit of a stalemate here because I don't have the firepower to push into his level 3 fort with a trench and a bunch of special units. So I kind of have to go on my own defensive line here, build my fort, and then maybe outflank him. And I have these relatively underwhelming players now as coalition members. And if you look at the map, we still have these 3 players here in one coalition, and then we have 1, 2, 3 players in a coalition. But of course, how these games usually go is that the team in the middle will have the hardest time to win. If you look at the coalitions tab, I mean, we are all very, very close. However, of course, on this view, I am still very much ahead. So right now the priority is still to just clear this player with the help of my allies. And we should really hurry up because if we take too long, we might have a problem here. So Hejaz seems to have a lot of units, and he's better positioned and he also has forts. So he pushed me and I was a little bit too late, I wasn't active enough, so I lost some units here. I tried to counter push, but he has a lot of units and the level 4 fort here, so I kind of had to back off. And now my allies, who are not very good, are sort of attacking but not very intensely. But of course, if you look at the map, I would still assume that the days of Hejaz are numbered and he is about to die. Because even if my teammates aren't the best players, he should just crumble under the pressure of having big armies on all sides, right? And I now build a very big army here with 8 artillery pieces, but he has like a very high level fort here and also some artillery, so I think he will be just fine, to be honest. But Hejaz is suspiciously strong. He is so far ahead in army, even though he lost a lot of army. So this just doesn't add up to me. In addition, he also has like level 3 forts all across the front line. So I'm very confused about what to do here. And I'm picking off another army here, I picked off another army here. Then yesterday I went here with my artillery stack and I shot this massive fort, and I actually used some of my cards to heal it up again. Maybe the railroad gun is the choice here. I definitely want the railroad gun. Oh my god, that is so good. And if we look at Turkestan, he already lost all of his units. He's down to 17 units. And the other guy is kind of stuck everywhere. And at this point, we are really kind of losing our lead here. Hejaz is even first, and then East Algeria and South Niger, and even Abyssinia, like all these people are kind of catching up. So after more than a week of very bloody fighting, I offered peace to Hejaz because this was just very frustrating. And even though the railroad guns would have been kind of fun to see if I can push him with it, I think this is a much better solution. We have all the northeast and we can push west together and end the game. But like for like 9 days we've been fighting and it hasn't gone anywhere. Other than that, we both lost a lot of units. There are a few days passed since we made peace with Hejaz, and I've been moving my army to the west, but I think it's time for me to start attacking. A huge Niger army coming up to Ottoman's main army pattern and a couple heavy tanks and RT included. I think I'm fine though. I think I should be fine. So we have East Algeria pushing in a little bit, and he's actually from the other faction, right? So he might probably be smart because he spots that this game is gonna be pretty over if we destroy the Sudan army and of Abyssinia. So it's definitely in their interest to ally against us. I mean, in the largest economies, I'm still doing very good together with Hejaz, and I think it probably should be very similar in the mightiest armies, even though not that great. I am actually only on spot 4. I would have very much expected to be on spot 2. This game might still be tricky to win. So I am attacking here, and he's bringing up a lot of reinforcements, right? But I think my artillery stack is gonna deal a lot of damage. I mean, artillery does like 8.8, plus I guess the artillery bonus. So I think we are at like 100 damage. Oh, but they have quite a lot of units as well. Yeah, you know, I'm not so sure about this. But I think if my ally also brings his artillery, Then we have 2 artillery stacks against like 3/4 of an artillery stack. And then I think we should be fine. I mean, I do have a lot of units here. And we are in this showdown and we have more artillery right now, but I don't have my army with his artillery. So his artillery is taking fire. He doesn't have a big meat shield here. So I think this is not really that good how we have it. But of course, like if I put my stack of melee onto his artillery stack, in case they charge us, his artillery is gonna die. But maybe it's still the best move. I think it might be fine, because they probably don't want to charge us anyways. Alright, so while I was sleeping, this battle continued, just like I left it in. That is very good for me, because when I went to bed, I moved this army to the back, so it would tank damage for the artillery. I gambled correctly, and they didn't end up charging us, is that they are actually losing quite a lot. And with us having significantly more artillery in the battle, their artillery is getting crushed, and we are barely losing any health. So now I'm getting more confident that this is gonna be a significant and decisive win here. We also saw multiple engagements where Hejaz successfully defended. Oh, look at that. It's like 160 infantry and Hejaz lost 100. But anyway, so that's a win here. And here was also a battle where he attacked, I think. Okay, so, you know, it's day 30 right now and battles have been raging in the area. And after we destroyed his artillery stack, I pulled back my units and they were quite injured. And now I brought my reinforcements and I think this was at 4,500 HP, so, or maybe a little bit less. But I already lost like a bunch of infantry here, but so far the goal is to attack the capital here. And it really seems like we've been trading very well in the battles. My battleship group has been harassing them quite successfully. And it should be only a matter of time until we're gonna win this game here. A bunch of these people went inactive. South Algeria went inactive, Mauritania went inactive, Abyssinia went inactive, so we have only South Niger and East Algeria. I think both people lost the majority of their army. So yeah, this game is basically over. And you know, I think I'm just gonna end the series here. You know, I kinda lost interest in the game. This Supremacy game has been stretching on for so long. The start was kind of cool because I was leading in economy. I liked the economy game. And then the mid game at the start was kind of cool because I was fighting Hejaz. But then it kind of, you know, it just drags on. Yeah, I don't plan to play another Supremacy game in a while. There is the Austria game that I still play next to this. That's gonna come out on the YouTube channel as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just very slow. And it doesn't really become that epic, I feel like. And you know, like also like this thing, you know, I'm floating a bunch of resources and that shows how little I care at this point. I'm not even producing anymore. That's also because my premium account that I had from the content creator tournament ran out and now I just can't be bothered. Without having a queue, I feel like the game is just not fun. It just becomes tedious. At least if you have a queue, you know, your things are always producing. You can queue stuff up and build an army and always keep the resources low. But you know, now, you know, to build cavalry, like I would now need to log in. You know, at least in Call of War, if I play a 4X World at War, at least I know that this is my game that I'm gonna play for the next week. So even if I don't have my premium account, you know, it's whatever because I'm gonna be active anyways. But here it's like, I would need to log in only to build some cavalry. I'm not gonna do that. That's a chore. And I don't want to play the game as a chore. I hope my teammate is gonna be active and finish the game. I don't have any motivation to build units here. Unless Hejaz backstabs me, which I don't think he will. Even though we were hostile at the start, we then, you know, we've been vibing and yeah. Alright, GG.